All right, we are live. Awesome. Welcome everybody to our Monday night team Zoom. I'm so excited for tonight and for our first Zoom of 2019. Woo! This is going to be such an amazing year and I'm so excited for it. So real quick before we get started, I know there are a lot of new people on our team, so I just always like to start by introducing myself. My name is Crystal Pearl and I am one of your Ambassador Diamond Uplines. I have been with It Works for 8.5 years, which is crazy. It's gone so fast. And I absolutely love this business. I love this industry. I was introduced to this company through an old client of mine. I used to be a hairstylist. And she came into the salon. She gave me a coupon card with a crazy tummy before and after picture on it and said that I could tighten my skin in 45 minutes. And I thought, what the heck? I'm going to try this product. I tried it, I got results, and I joined this business because I thought it would be cool to make an extra $75 to $100 a month. I thought if I could have an extra $100 a month of just me money that I didn't have to tell my husband about or share with anybody, that would be so awesome. So I joined for $100 extra a month. And then as I kind of dove into the business and really saw what I had my hands on, my vision grew for what this company could do. And now 8 years later, this business has allowed us to build our dream house. It's allowed me to retire from doing hair, and I do this full-time. I'm a full-time work-from-home mommy. We've been the Millionaires Club, part of the top 150 income earners. This business has just completely changed our lives. We're able to give more than we've ever been able to give. And I've done this being somebody who came into this business super broke, super shy, with an unsupportive husband, not a lot of friends, no network. And so I always tell people that if I can do it, anybody can do it. And so that's just a little bit about me, but I am so excited about tonight's topic because we are going to be talking about how to build your team and how to recruit distributors. And I'm really excited for who I have on joining me tonight because last week, as we kind of went into the new year, I kind of pulled up some of the reports in our downline and I wanted to see who our top recruiters were of 2018. And you guys, these three ladies that we're going to interview tonight, they totally crushed it and they tore it up. Between the three of them, they enrolled over 400 distributors together as a group, and it just completely blows my mind. All of them almost were close to enrolling at least 100 themselves. So it's just absolutely insane. They are mass enrollers. And so I'm excited to be able to pick their brains tonight and hear some of their tips. And, you know, if you're on here, it's because you're hungry for knowledge and you want to get to the point where you are building a team, or if you already have built a team, you want to be stronger at building a team. And I want to let you know, if you're here and you're completing your steps to success every single month, I want to just tell you that you are doing the right thing, because I got to Ambassador Diamond by completing my steps to success every single month. I am not one of these mythical unicorns that we're going to be talking to tonight. They inspire me so much. But I want you to take their tips, but I don't want you to get discouraged. But I want you to know what's possible. And so I'm super excited for tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with Carissa. Carissa, if you are on, go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I'm super excited. Let's just start with you introducing yourself, telling a little bit about your story. You know, you decide how much you want to share, but you've had a lot of life happen to you this year. And when you talk about no excuses, you know, I'm just so proud of you. So go ahead and just share a little bit about yourself and your story, and then we'll kind of jump into some questions.
Okay, so I got started on October 13th, 2016. I was in grad school full-time. I really just joined for an extra $200 a month. Long story short, promoted to executive in November, Ruby in December. I was not liking grad school. I was in grad school for my doctorate of occupational therapy. I withdrew from grad school April 2017, and it was one of those things that I just dove in. Like, it was either all or nothing. And so I was like, well, I can either go get a job with my business degree in HR or make this my career. And so I just jumped in all in May of 2017. I promoted to to Diamond. And then I was at Diamond all of 2017. And then this past January, actually a year ago today, so it's very ironic that Zoom is right now, but a year ago today, I got a phone call at about this exact time that my sister had been shot and was in critical condition. And so anyways, because of this business, I was able to be with my sister out in Colorado for 5-6 months while she was in critical condition. But, a lot of people would use something like that as an excuse to stop working their business because life happens. She's my only sister. She's my best friend. I have 6 brothers. But instead, I use it as my why to fuel my fire because of this business. I could hop in a car and drive out to Colorado and be with my sister. And I literally was in Colorado pretty much January 7th until the end of May, just going back and forth. I was in Colorado more of 2018 than I was in South Dakota. But it's because of this business I've been able to pay for some of her prescriptions. I've been able to take her to therapies. I was just with her all day today, took her shopping, got her some clothes, we went out to eat. I took her home, did stretches. I buzzed home then for this Zoom. But it's because of this business that I've been able to do that. And so in February, a month and a half after my sister's whole thing, I promoted to double diamond. And then in what month is it? In November, I promoted to triple diamond. But it really is just a everyday decision to continue after your dreams and goals and to continue after it. There's absolutely no one that's going to do this for you, and there's no one that's going to want your dreams like you want them. And so it's truly because of this business and the freedom of time that I've been able to just be with my family in 2018 when it was needed. So that's a little bit about my story.
Awesome. I love it. I have chills. I can't believe it was exactly a year ago today. That's so crazy. So I've just loved watching your story, and I'm just so proud of you because just like you said, you could use something like that and easily have said, I need to take time off. This is not my focus right now. But instead you just decided that this is going to be a vehicle that's going to give you more time freedom, that you're able to do amazing things like that. So that's so cool. Okay. So you enrolled 97 distributors on your own last year in 2018, which is just crazy, just under 100 distributors. So share with us a little bit, did you come into this business, have you ever networked before? Did you have a previous network? No? Okay. So no previous network marketing experience, so that's pretty incredible right there. And one thing I just want to say too is I heard last year that for you to be considered a mass enroller in network marketing, you typically enrolled 20 distributors in the year. So when we're talking to these, it blew my mind. I'm like, wow, and it works. That's not too hard to do. That's less than our steps to success. So you guys are just blowing it out of the water. But are you mostly working your business on social media? Are you more in person? Tell us a little bit about how you're building your business.
Absolutely all pretty much over social media. Lately I've been getting the courage if I I was at Bohm the other day, a boutique, and she was like, oh, your purse is so cute. And I was like, oh yeah, thanks. We were just talking or whatever. And oh, I paid off student loan. Oh, how'd you do that? And normally before I'd stop at oh, I just do network marketing. But I actually told her what I did. She gave me her number and stuff. But no, I'm totally pretty much all over social media, Instagram, Facebook.
Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to introduce all of you guys. I'm going to get some of your top tips, and then I have a list of questions that people have kind of asked. So we're going to go ahead and go through those, and we'll just let you guys jump in, whoever wants to take them. But give us well, first of all, let me ask you, now, have you always been a mass enroller, or is it something that just all of a sudden something clicked for you?
As far as customers go, honestly, I've kind of always been a mass enroller because I watched my enroller for 15 months before I joined, and that's just how I am. I either do something 110% or I don't do it at all. I think my second rank, someone just asked me what rank I am. I'm triple diamond. Just promoted to triple in November. But yeah, that's just kind of how I am. My second month in business, I think I enrolled 17 customers, but that's just my personality, and if my upline tells me to do something, I'm going to do it.
Well, we love that. That's awesome. So how about for distributors? Now, are a lot of the distributors who are joining your team, are they people who have heard of It Works before? Are they loyal customers? Are they people that you're just meeting, building relationships with for a while?
So me personally, I'm big on live posting. So I post at least once a day on Instagram, sometimes Facebook. I try and post once a day on Facebook there. But I'm really just expanding my network every single day. So following new people. I'm loading up my Instagram stories with just other people's stories, because the thing is people aren't always going to relate to a 24-year-old who's married, and has a dog. Like, people aren't always going to relate to that. So I like sharing other people's stories. So loading up my Instagram stories, always having like a call to action, like swipe up info if you want more info. I said like life stories, and I'm big on trying to like come up with your own life post, just because, people are going to connect to you versus like a copy and paste. So I really like just even simple things is like, so thankful for It Works for paying up. A super simple one is just filled up my gas tank thanks to It Works. Like, 2 years ago, I would have struggled to do this driving back and forth to school, but I'm so thankful for an opportunity like this where I can fill up my gas tank fully now. Who else is struggling to pay for gas and in college and is looking for a way to make some extra money? Drop an emoji below if you're interested. Like, I totally just made that up off the top of my head. But so life posts like that are super important. And then anytime I talk to a potential customer who doesn't have the money, I always bring up the business opportunity.
Awesome. I love that. And I think that that's a place that a lot of people miss out because they just stop there. They just think, okay, this person doesn't have the money, like they're not going to have the money to join the business. But everybody has the money and they're going to decide what they're going to spend it with. You just have to create the value. So I love that you said that. Okay, are there any other top tips that you want to make sure that you share before we kind of go into questions and on to the next person?
I would just say that consistency is key. Like, if you stay consistent with this business, you will eventually get to wherever you want to get at whatever your level of success is, whatever it is that you're shooting for. If you stay consistent, you will get there. I can promise literally my life on it that if you stay consistent, you'll get there. But it's the people that literally quit right before they're about to hit their breakthrough moment and right before they're about to sign, that next distributor, that if you stay consistent every single day, posting, pouring into yourself, that God will bless your hard work and that it eventually will come to fruition, but you have to be willing to stay consistent because God's not going to bless you with a runner if he knows you're about to quit. So you just have to stay consistent every single day and pour into yourself and pour into your team and, know that even if your team is just you for now, know that you're here for the long haul, and then that's going to be blessed.
Awesome. I love that. And one last question that I have, because it popped into my head while you were kind of talking with us. So are you somebody that would you consider yourself an outgoing person, or are you somebody that has a shyer personality? You said you watched your Enroller for 15 months. What was it that all of a sudden you were like, okay, I'm ready?
So I'm just the queen of questions, and I'm super skeptical. I was there's absolutely no way this girl's making money from her phone. There's no way. And I would just say the fear of other people's opinions. I wouldn't say that I'm introverted by any means. I'm actually pretty outgoing naturally. So I was super skeptical of other people's opinions because I've always struggled in the past with getting the approvals of others. And so that's really what held me back for 15 months. But after I made the decision to just jump in and go, I guess decided to run with it from the beginning.
Awesome. I love that because I think sometimes people, after they followed up for so long, they just kind of give up and they think, okay, she hasn't joined yet. But it's amazing how many people will sit and wait until the timing is right. So awesome. Thank you so much. Love your story, and we'll hop back to you in a few minutes once we go to questions. Okay, Carrie, I'm going to go to you next if you want to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome.
You look so warm and cozy in your hat. I love it.
I just didn't want to do my hair, so it worked.
Oh my gosh. Josh was laughing at me because I went upstairs and started curling my hair, and I have a sweater on top and I'm in my yoga pants on the bottom. I'm like, this is work at home. This is how it goes. I get it. Okay, so share with everybody a little bit about your story and where you come from.
Okay, so I've been in 5 years, so my story is really long, but I'll just shorten it up really quick. So I started, and it's so crazy, actually. My cousin enrolled me, and she was so annoying for 6 months, and she's 12 levels from Crystal, I think, and she reached. It's just so crazy, how it all happened. So it's just, you just never know what leg of yours is going to take off and when it's going to take off, because she was kind of just struggling herself, and then she found me, and we just kind of ran together. And so she went to conference and she said that she was going to leave me behind. And so I was like, you're not leaving me behind. And so that was 6 months into the business. I was just an executive. And I think the next month I went Ruby. And then 3 months later, I promoted to Diamond. And then the next month I helped my parents go Diamond. And then at this time I got pregnant with Riley, our first son, and I got super sick. And so I thought that the money just kept coming. Like, I just thought, like, we would all continuously get paid and, like, without doing anything. And, like, that's not how this business works. You will get residual income to a certain point, but if you stop working, like, eventually your paycheck will stop coming in, because if you don't go to work at Target, you ain't going to get paid, you know? And so, lost the rank of diamond, got paid as a ruby. And I saw that paycheck and I was like, well, I'm never going to have a paycheck this low again. And I didn't. So I went to work really hard. And my 8 girls on my team went to conference, and I was a diamond. We were living in my parents' basement. My husband was working 3 jobs at the time. 8 of them went to conference. I couldn't, because I was having a C-section, literally. So that's an excuse. That is the only excuse that you can use to not go to conference. And of the 8 that went, 7 went diamond and above. And we went from diamond to presidential in 6 months. Also took my husband's account from a ruby being paid as a distributor to triple diamond in 6 months. And then 6 months later, hit ambassador. The next month, took my husband's account, presidential. We moved out of my parents' basement. We built our first house, sold that, bought our dream house, put in a pool. I don't know. I just hit triple on my 2.0 in October or something, I think. Or was it, no, November? I don't know. Either way, I'm fired up.
I love it. I love it. And you're always so exciting. So it's fun to always hear you talk. And it's been fun for Josh and I, because we've been able to watch your story through all the different seasons and whatnot. So we're just really proud of you. Okay, so you come from a small town, right? I mean, you live in a small town, now you're in Sioux Falls, right? So it's a little bigger, but originally from a small town. So have you mostly grown on social media? Has that been kind of no? Okay, so share with us a little bit about how you built your business.
Yeah, I think when, we were under, like, Brandy was trained by you, and we were a big party team. So that's all we knew. I feel like when we started this, all we knew was do parties. And so Brandy trained me how to do parties. And so that's just literally all I knew how to do. I did post on social media, but it was just really, really bad posts. But it did work a little bit. It must have, because, like, I still grew or whatever. And so I think I partied mostly until diamond, almost, still partied until triple. And then ever since then, I've just been social media. Like, I don't like parties anymore.
Well, and it's, being in the business for a while, you go through these seasons where it's like you always have to be able to adapt. And, I know when I first started, social media was not what it is today. So that is how we grew. We grew in person and by doing parties. But now today, social media has just accelerated the game. And so that's kind of the thing I always tell people is if you're stuck and you feel like you can't branch out, you live in a small town, wherever, you need to learn social media, because you have access to millions of people every single day at your fingertips. So it's really, really cool. Okay, so I think I looked at your numbers. You were like 145, something like that, 145 distributors in 2000. You didn't even know that? In 2018, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is just absolutely insane to me. So have you always been a mass enroller, or what was it for you? Like, when did this start happening?
I don't think I really started mass enrolling until triple or presidential. It was triple. I think it was double. After double, I really started. And what it was like double, triple, president. I can't remember, because those happened within 3 months. You guys, I remember when I first became a top distributor enroller is when Jocelyn Yates posted this video, and she was like, you need to tell yourself that you're a top distributor or a signing machine, and you're a loyal signing machine. So I was like, okay, I'm a loyal signing machine or whatever. So I just started telling myself that I was. And then I remember Jocelyn that used to post like these money pictures. She would literally always take pictures of money, like $500, and take them like all different places. And all I did is I'm a big copycat. Like, I legit will copy all your posts if it's working. And so how I know if it's working is I figure out who's on the top enroller list of the company. And then I go to their Facebook and their Instagram and I see what are they doing, because if they're enrolling, they're doing something right. So I'm just, like, how I stay top enrolling is I'm always on, like, okay, what are they doing? What's working? Because on social media, like, stuff changes constantly. And so I'm just trying to stay on the up and up.
Yes, absolutely. And it's all about copying the right cat. And I have people ask me all the time, who do you know how to follow? And that's exactly what I tell them. Whoever's being interviewed on the Show Me the Money calls, that is who you go to their page, check it out, see what they're doing, what they're getting interest on, and do what they do. Put your own little spin on it. but there's no reason to reinvent the wheel in this business. And that's something I love. It's so duplicatable. Okay, so what would be, your top tips for somebody that, let's say they're maybe just getting started, or, they are maybe an executive in Ruby and they have big goals this year. They want to go diamond, they want to go double, they need distributors on their team. What would be your top tips for them going into this new year?
So I think I always say, I love this. I was just reading this book the other day and it says that you have to have, there's 5 wheels on the bus. Okay. And your bus cannot go if one of your wheels is broken, right? So you literally need every single one of your 5 wheels working. And one of the wheels is you need to be constantly growing your network, because you cannot fish in the same pond forever. Growing network. So it's the 5 things we should be doing every day. Grow your network, messaging, posting, following up, and personal development. So those are the 5 wheels on your bus. And then, but I think, and it's hard to say which one works more, because if you're messaging but you're not posting, people don't believe you. You look like a scam. If I went to your page and your page didn't look nice and you don't even post about it works, how would I know what you do? And I would think you're literally trying to scam me out of my money, And so when you're posting consistently and then you're messaging, those are key things right there. If you're messaging and reaching out and asking, I think that's the number one key is asking. You don't know unless you ask. And I was listening to another really good book today. Man, I just love books. That's a number one thing. You need to be constantly growing yourself, and you have to. I think I heard this first from you guys, Crystal, is the beliefs, having your belief system. And so you have to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in the products, and you have to believe in this industry. And so when you have belief in all 3 of those, your business can truly succeed. Because if you don't believe in network marketing, you're not going to go and talk to people and tell people, hey, join this network marketing business. And if you don't believe we have the best products, you're not going to tell anybody about the products. And if you don't believe or have confidence in yourself, you probably won't say anything to anybody because you're scared, So I think there's a lot of, you got to get your bus right.
Absolutely. No, that's one of the best things I ever heard. It changed my entire business, is those 3 things you need. And it's so true. Okay, so give us an example. You're saying you're messaging people now, because I know this is something that really freaks people out. They're like, I don't know what to message people. I don't know who to message. So are you messaging people that you have already had conversations with? Are you cold messaging? Give us an example of what it looks like when you message somebody, because I know this is where people freeze.
Yeah. So what I do, I actually, right, like Krista said, I'm really big in my Instagram story right now. And so I just load it up every single day. I tell everybody else's story, and then your actual post. But and then I'll message people who view my story and just say, hey, especially if they're constantly view it, I'll say hey, just saw you viewed my Instagram story. Are you interested in hearing how to make some extra money from social media? Just so simple. That's all I say. And then what's been working for me recently is polls. I am obsessed with polls. I wish I would have done way more, but they've just been really huge for me lately. And before maybe they weren't, because I was doing them. No, now they're massive. And then I message everybody, but I don't get thousands of votes on my polls. If I just get 3 or 4, I'm happy, and I'm just messaging them and I'm excited. But I know Kiana messages everyone who likes her posts, and she just, her message is super, super simple. It says something hey, saw you, or thanks for loving them on my post. I would love to share more on how to make extra money on social media if you're open for it, or something. Just being so I don't know. And then I came up with a message today. I was just message people and say, I think you'd be awesome with this. Or I came up with a funny message today, but it's just something you have to just say what you would say. Just be yourself and just be I know this is so random, but I think you'd be bomb at what I do. And I was scared shitless to press send. People would love that. They just eat it up and they will LOL with you,
Yeah, I know. And I think that's so true. I think the biggest thing is people overthink it and just keeping it really simple. And I love the polls too, because for me, I just feel like it's such an easy in. And even sometimes they'll say oh, I didn't even mean to vote on that, but what is this? So it's just an easy way to start a conversation. And they really took the action to say, yes, I want info. So even if they did it on accident, they asked you for it. So I think polls are just, if you're nervous, do polls every single day and have a call to action, because it's just such an easy way to message people. Okay, so last question, then I'm gonna go to Natalie, and then we're just gonna do like some rapid fire questions for you guys. But how are you? This is a question that a lot of people had. When you are bringing in so many new distributors, how are you training them and making sure that they have a successful start? What's kind of the things that you do?
You know what? I just have to say, you cannot train the wrong person the right, or the right person the wrong way. Like, I've tried everybody's training, and I don't know, you kind of just figure out what works for you. But like, the number one thing is what my voice message to them in the beginning is, like, just basically setting them up so that I don't feel bad. Like, they have, like, how I set them up in my voice message is I let them know, like, hey, like, this is going to take a lot of work. And I just need you to know at the end of the day, like, you're responsible for your success or your lack of success, because, you know, I'm literally going to be here for you, and I want you to blow me up. Like, I just tell them that thing, and that success takes I tell them that you have to give this business a year, because then if they don't do the work or they don't blow me up, it's not on me, and I don't feel bad. Because sometimes I feel like we get this, like, guilt, like, why am I not training? You know, like, because I have to still get over that in my head. Like, so I always ask God and ask him, like, God, please make me just an amazing trainer. You know, like, I guess that's all you can really do. And so, but one thing that I do know is that I was pulling my numbers or whatever, and my numbers have gotten better since I did this last month or whatever. And I think I had, like, of the 16 that I signed in the beginning of the month last month, I think my 16th distributor was the only distributor that got 400 by herself, or got, like, maybe her first 2 customers by herself. And I was like, that's okay. I said, because you know what? Now I know that I got to sign 16 people to get one good one. You know, now it's 8 because I signed 8 and she just took out. I was like, yes, now I know I just got to sign 8. You know, like, and that's fine with me. That just means I know that if I sign 7 people, 7 of them will probably be duds. And you know what? It just is what it is. Your distributors are, I love that from Jad Kneller. This is the last thing. You have a deck of cards, and there's 52 cards in a deck, and there's 4 aces. Okay. Those 4 aces can go diamond, go double, go triple, but you're going to have to go through 52 people to find those 4 aces. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to work this business. This business isn't for everybody, because some people are lazy, you know? So.
Yep, absolutely. And I think that's important to know, because, you know, so many times it's like, especially if people are only bringing in, you know, 1 or 2 distributors a month and they're not doing anything, they get really discouraged and they feel like, well, how can I motivate them? How can I get them going? And really, you just need to sign more people, because there was a stat on, I think it was on one of our ambassador coffee chats, and somebody had said that percentage-wise in network marketing, 50% of the people you enroll in year 1 will quit. 50%. And so you just have to know that, and that's all network marketing companies going in, that a lot of people are not going to have the work ethic to put into a business like this. So it's really just about finding the right people and knowing that, like, there is so much training out there. Like, I mean, when I started in this business, my enroller, she didn't know what she was doing. We started about the same time. And so, like, we just YouTubed everything. We just figured it all out. And so if somebody wants to figure it out, they will figure it out. You know, for me, when I bring on new distributors, I just let them know that, you know, there's so many resources out there. They have to come to me. If they have questions, I can't read your mind. Come to me, let me know what you need. And that's really what you can do, is just be there for them and coach them when they ask the questions and try to guide them that way. So I think that's really good. Awesome. Okay, thanks, Carrie. I'm going to come back to you when we do the questions. So I appreciate it. Love hearing your story. Okay, so Natalie, are you on?
I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, okay, huge congratulations to Natalie, because she was our #1 top enroller in the entire downline for 2019. I think you were at, let's see, I got her here, 149 distributors in 2018. So that is absolutely insane. So let's just start with sharing with everybody a little bit about who you are and your story.
Okay. Hey guys. So that is super crazy to hear those numbers, because I would not expect it to be anywhere around that, because, you know, you've never calculated it, then you don't know. So I am from Tampa, Florida. I just turned 28 years old, and I started this business May of 2016, so going into the 3rd year. I absolutely love everything about it, but that wasn't always the case. So I was super skeptical. For like 2 years, I had a couple people, reaching out to me on Instagram, asking me to be a product tester, asking me to try the wraps. I thought it was a scam because I come from a fitness background. So when you are in the gym, when you're personal training, bodybuilding, like you preach diet and exercise, right? And someone approached me about these wraps and I was like, that looks like a gimmick. Like I want nothing to do with that. I completely shut it down until right place, right time. So the business kind of fell into my lap by, I don't know, I guess God, chance of opportunity. So if people are telling you no, that's okay. I was one of those people that said no over and over and over again. I was booked for a photo shoot last minute where I had 3 days notice to get ready for it, to be on a cover of a magazine for my personal training business at the time. And I said, you know what's the worst that could happen? If it doesn't work, I will still look the same. So I gave it a shot. I put it on. I felt the wrap working. I loved the results from it. And I looked at all the other products. I always knew that I would probably be working for myself. I used to work in accounting. I was also bartending at the time, but I always knew that I would work for myself because I had that entrepreneurial mindset because of my parents. They always told me that, you can do whatever you want to do. I dropped out of college. I didn't feel like that was for me. So this business kind of found me by accident, but I'm so thankful that it did because I felt like it was able to give me my calling and my passion. So when I first got started, I looked at all the other products. Like I said, I loved what our company kind of stood for and the ingredients of them, like the purity of them. And I believe 2 months in, I went Ruby, earned the $500 bonus at the time, earned a full cabin on the cruise that we had to the Bahamas. And then 4 months later, I believe I promoted to Emerald, earned the $1,000 bonus. And then 7 months in, I went Diamond, and that's when I went full time and I stepped away from the nightlife and I wasn't really focusing on anything else other than this. So since then, I've been full time. And it took me, I think, 9 months to go double diamond. So 3 months after that, from January to April, you guys, that is the boom time that we're in right now. That is why and how I was able to promote to double diamond, earned over $50,000 in bonuses throughout that whole journey. And it's just done so much for me. I mean, I can continue going on and on and on, but the business itself has taught me more about myself and who I am as a person than anything. And I think that is one of the most important things, you guys. We get to work on ourselves. We get to grow our mindset. We get to grow who we are as people and get paid. And then you get to help other people grow. Like, what other job does that? And you get to do it from your phone in your pajamas like everyone else on the Zoom. I put on lipstick just for the Zoom because I was working from home today and I still have like my random, clothes on from earlier today. So we get to work from our phones from home. If you want to travel, you can do it. If you want to, sit on your couch and be a homebody, because I'm super shy. Like I'm very intro and extro. I'm like on that borderline where I like to just be at home, but then I also like to socialize. So it's just been absolutely incredible. And I'm so pumped to be here.
Awesome. So now, have you always been somebody who was mass enrolling, or did it just all of a sudden something clicked one day and it started happening?
I'm trying to think back. I mean, in the beginning, it took me a while to get started. I didn't even get my first 4 customers because I'm a super green, wanting to research everything. And I just wanted to know what I was doing. I wanted to, know what I had my hands on. So in the beginning, I would say no, I wasn't really a mass enroller because I was holding myself back. I just didn't jump right in. I wanted to know everything. I didn't jump in as fast as I could. So that's one of the things that I try and tell my new distributors now is like, just get going, just start posting. Here's a post, just to get the motion going. But then once I decided I wanted to go full time with this because my situation was so toxic to me that I decided I wanted to get out of it. I went all in and I stayed up late. I did what I had to do to get out of that situation. So I had to decide that I wanted to be a mass enroller because if you take massive action, your goals are going to come true.
Yep, absolutely. So now, did you come into this business with a prior network, or, have you ever done anything like this before?
I've never done network marketing. I've never done like any type of recruiting or anything. I have dabbled in sales before, so I feel like that helped with the psychology aspect of it. And I did have a network. However, I had to change my network. So when you work in the nightlife industry as a bartender, bottle server, everyone's very negative. Okay, they don't care about being healthy. They look at people like us that work for themselves as kind of like a joke. They're very judgmental, I would say. So I had to change my network. I legit had to delete all my 5 5,000 almost friends, maybe you save 1,000 and then re-add friends over the time. So Instagram, same thing, you guys. I had a network built up on Instagram with fitness people, but like myself, former fitness person, I was very skeptical. They are hard sells. So you have to work on them more. You have to show them, proof is in the pudding with your own results being a product of the product. So yes, I had a network, but I didn't utilize really that network. I had to build a new network, so to say.
Awesome. Well, I think that's really inspiring to a lot of people, because I know that's something that people get stressed out about, is that, okay, I don't have a network. Can I do this? Can I be successful with this? And I was kind of a similar way. I did have a small network on Facebook, but none of them were interested. When I joined, like, everybody thought this was the craziest thing they had ever heard of in their life. And so I had to learn how to find people. And so that's kind of where that came in. So if you do not currently have a network, it can be done. It's just being intentional and putting in the work to do it. Okay, so you're mostly social media as well, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I still like to talk to people in person about it if the right opportunity presents itself, but I do definitely focus on social media.
For sure. And that's something that, I always tell people too. I say I'm mostly social media, but I also, whenever I'm out and about, I'm looking for ways to get people on my social media. So make sure that you're doing that, because Facebook, Instagram, it's such a great tool to stay connected with people and to build relationships. So when we're saying we're just social media, we're still talking to people when we're out and about and getting them on our Facebooks and our Instagrams and that kind of stuff as well. So give us some of your top tips on how you were a mass recruiter for 2018.
The biggest thing I would probably say is being fast start focused. And I know that Joel and Stephanie talk about this too. And Carrie made videos about this leading, up to last year, where she would talk about getting paid every single Friday, because we used to get fast starts paid on Friday. And when I first got started, you guys, I was not making it. Maybe my social media looked like I had everything going on, but I was really struggling. I had 380, I think, in overdraft fees in 2016 because I had to do my taxes, and I learned that. So just because someone looks like they have money on social media doesn't mean they really do. If I didn't get a fast start, I didn't eat. So if you put the emphasis on this business and you just know what you have to do to get guaranteed money, like you enroll 3 people, you make $100, okay? A distributor, 2 customers, you can get a fast start. So that's what I focused on, and I felt like that really helped me recruit a lot of distributors, because I said, okay, well, I need a fast start every week. That means I need at least, 1 distributor every single week, or however you want to break it down. So that really helped me being consistent with posting, with messaging, with following up, with all the things that you're supposed to do for your business. I don't feel like I've ever skipped a day with posting, and that's because that's just my non-negotiable. You wake up and you do it. It becomes such a natural habit. And when you think about weight loss goals and what we're doing with people, right? We teach them the healthy lifestyle. We teach them 90-day challenge. So you have to consistently post at least for 90 days to get results, just like you would with your body. So that's what I like to preach, is that the consistency aspect of it. If you're doing something every day, you're going to keep getting better at it. You may not know what you're doing. I look at my first post and I'm like, those look atrocious. But now, you look at how far you've come, and you just have to keep doing it over and over again. And people are watching. They are waiting for you to stop. They're waiting for you to fail. And when you do that, you're never going to have people join you. If you would have just kept going, if you don't quit, then I feel like the people that are watching, you message someone, they read it, they ignore you, that's fine. But then you keep posting, and then finally their life changes. My, situation came up where I needed it at that right time. Maybe someone loses their job in 6 months and they see you posting who wants an extra $500 a month, and then boom, they message you right then and there because you put that post up, if that makes sense. And something else that I really want to touch on is mindset. So when I first got started, like I said, I was around negative people all the time, people that were complaining, people that were hungover, people that weren't in the best, place in their life. So I had to do self-development in order to keep going. I had to listen to Tony Robbins so that way he can pump me up, so that way I could go message people. So getting your mindset right, it all starts here. It's the same thing with your body, right? If you tell yourself that you're going to lose the weight, you're going to lose the weight. It's just a matter of time. The business is no different. So I feel like pouring into yourself every single day, that's something that, is a non-negotiable for me with becoming a mass recruiter. Just like Carrie says, I always told myself too, I'm a DT signing machine, and I would write that. I have positive affirmations written. You have to lift yourself up because we're constantly pouring into other people. And then one last thing I was going to say, I wrote a little bit of notes down. Being a product of the product. So if you're trying to sell the business, you have to show success of the business. Okay. And also with the products, you know, being a product of the product with the business aspect. If you are trying to recruit people, but you're saying how you can't, you know, afford to buy something, or you're complaining on social media and you're not living that lifestyle that people want you to, you know, that want to join or that want themselves. I'm not saying you have to pretend that you're driving a Maserati and going on all these vacations. No, but you have to be likable. You have to be relatable in the sense that people aspire to be like you in one way, shape, or form. So either you be that positive light on their feed, so that way they always come to your page for positivity, or you post how you're so excited that your business is paying for your nails this week. You know, it could be something so small. It doesn't even have to be like you're paying off all your debt. So you have to look at it from a potentials point of view. And I feel like that has really helped me to mass enroll, because I try and touch all aspects of what other people are looking for or what they need.
Awesome. That's such good stuff. I love everything that you just said. So, okay, cool. So what we're going to do now is we just had a handful of questions that people kind of sent me before the Zoom started. So I'm just going to ask them, and then between Carrie, Natalie, and Carissa, whoever wants to pop in and answer it, I'm just going to let you guys kind of go for it. So the first question that a lot of people had is, you know, there's a lot of people that are still working, and I believe all of you guys do this full time now, but you had jobs at one point in time. So what does your day look like? How do you structure working your business? Do you power hour? You know, what do you do to make sure that you have a successful day?
I can go first. I have, so yeah, now that I do this full time, I sometimes think, you guys, the busier you are, the easier it actually is. Because when you do this full time, you're like, oh, I can do it later. Oh, I can do it later. Oh, I can do it later. And then it's 9 p.m. and you haven't accomplished a single thing. So you have to be super intentional with your time. So I just have a binder. It's out in the living room. But it literally just has a checklist on it. And I literally make myself like check mark off everything that I do for the day. And I just have like personal on there. I have affirmations and then business, but pretty much it's just like, you know, following new people on Instagram, sending X amount of messages. And it's just my bare minimum that I do every single day, except for sometimes Sundays. But I just, have that checklist, and it really just keeps me intentional with what I'm doing, because otherwise I feel like you can get caught up just scrolling, and scrolling is not enrolling. Scrolling is not working. Scrolling does not count for really anything. I'm like, why am I doing this? Stop, Krista, stop. Let's go do something that is productive. So my checklist helps so much to stay just in line every single day and make sure that I'm staying on task.
Awesome. Love that. Anybody else have anything they want to add?
When I first got started, I was working like 50 plus hours a week. So you definitely can do it. You just have to sacrifice. I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't, I would say no to things. I would say no to things with my friends because I had to promote. Like that was my priority. So when you make it a priority, it's going to happen. And if you sacrifice now, think of all the things you can do later. So that was my mindset with it. Like, I don't mind working hard for 6 months, a year, and putting in that work, because then I know that my whole life can change, through that process and eventually. So like when I was first getting started, I remember signing people up in between pouring drinks. I would be signing up like a cleansed person because I was constantly posting before I went to work, and then messages were coming through and I would just answer when I could. You just have to squeeze it in. And then I would stay up later listening to Zooms and pouring in, to myself. And it's just, you make it happen, I feel like.
Awesome. Carrie, do you want to add anything? I know you got kiddos at home, so you're a little different lifestyle. Anything else you want to add for the mamas?
Yeah, it is a lot of work. Kids are. This is easy. This business is so easy. It's so easy to do, and it's very easy not to do. And so, yeah, I think, I don't know. I guess I've done this business for so long. Like, I just already know what to do. But like, if you don't know what to do, you need to get a checklist like Carissa does. And, or print off something, ask your upline, hey, what should I be doing every single day? And then print it off, or, you could laminate it. I mean, that's really what you got to do if that's what you have to do. And then over time, you'll know what you're supposed to be doing. And then it's just doing them. You know what I mean? Like, you just get it done. Like, there's people in this business that are still Ambassador Diamonds, and they wake up at 6 a.m. and they work for 1 hour. And they open it up to everyone for a power hour. So there's like, if they're not making excuses, I don't know why you are. You know what I mean? Like, if you have debt and you're not paying your bills and you can't put food on the table, then that should be why you should be getting this business to work for you. You know what I mean? And oh my gosh, can I share something really quick? So it's just like, it's so good. I was reading a book today. Everything comes from a book. But anyways, I thought it was so good. And he said that you have to understand that this business, you have to switch your mindset and tell your new distributors that if your job told you that, hey, I'm going to pay for you to go to school, or you're going to pay for you to go to school. So you have to pay for yourself to go to school for 2 years. But after 2 years, you're going to get $1,000 raise. Okay. He said, you have to know that this is the business. That's how you have to treat this business, that you're educating yourself for 2 years. So you're going to work this business for 2 years. You're going to pay for your auto shipment for 2 years. You're going to do everything for 2 years, and then you're going to get that raise. And so if you can change your mindset on that, and make this a priority, because if you were supposed to go to school, would you go to class or not? You would go to class because you're paying for that. Well, you're paying for this. So you should be doing the things that your teacher is telling you to do,
Yes, that's so good. So good. And yeah, I love what you said too. There's so many power hours out there. Like, it's crazy how many power hours people opened up. Like this year, it's crazy. The One Team One Mission with that is so awesome. So if you don't know what to do, get on a couple power hours, and after doing a couple of them, you'll know exactly what you need to do. And like, if you have a crazy life and you have kids at home and you're running around chasing kids all day, like, honestly, go lock yourself in the bathroom for 5 minutes. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I've been there, I've done it. Whip up some messages and just be intentional with your time, and you'll see success. So, okay, let's see. What are some other things? What do you do? This was something a couple of people said. What do you do if you followed up with somebody, a handful of times, and you've given them all the questions that they've answered. They haven't said no, but they haven't said yes. And there's somebody that you think would be really, really good. What do you guys do?
I ask them to host a post.
That's good.
That shows them that people want the products, that teaches them how to work the business, and it shows them that, like, it makes it more real to them, because then they already have potentials right there, and then you help them close all those people out, sign them up. And that's a way that I converted a lot of my potentials or my LCs to DTs. I would have them host a post for me.
That's awesome. I love that. Anything else? Cool. I think that's a good one. Okay. What do you do? Let's see. This we kind of already touched on, but if there's anything else you want to add to this, because I know this is a question that I get over and over again from people, is how much time do you spend on new distributors? What do you do if they just have completely stopped responding to you? What do you do? I know my answer, but I want to hear your guys's.
So you're asking if a new distributor signs up and they completely stop responding to you, what do you do?
Yeah, when you have somebody on your team and you've told them what to do, they keep asking questions, and then now it's just kind of gotten cold. Like, do you just let them go? What do you do?
I mean, I do like the 3-strike rule. Like, it depends if they're responding to me, but like, they're not responding to me, they clearly don't want it, so on to the next. Like, I can't pull a dead train. That's my philosophy. It's like 3 strikes, you're out, and I'm moving on to the next. So that's my personal philosophy.
I got 2 things. 1, I say thank you for the fast start, and then next. I focus on recruiting the next one, just like the Ariana Grande song. 2, I also ask them to host a post, because they just don't believe in themselves or the business, and host a post instills belief. So last year, whatever I was pushing, I think to get double back, I went through all my old distributors that still, like, I had a connection with, and they want to help you, right? Because they love you. They just maybe didn't love the business at the time or the products or whatever the case is. So if you ask them to host a post, it just does so many different things. So that's something that I definitely recommend.
Awesome. I think that's so good. Host to post has been a game changer this year. Like, it's crazy. Okay, let's see. How do you guys stay organized with enrolling so many people, and do you place?
I'll answer this one. So I'll show you my favorite report. It's called, I'm so faster focused that So I stay organized in my iPad now that I got it. I'm obsessed with this thing, but I have a report and it's called, it's a distributor tracker. And what it is, so it's their name and then it's the day I signed them, their name, and then you can put their ID number, their placement weight, and where I place them. And then this is the most important part is I count their, what their BV is for their 5 loyals. And then this is my thing. They have to be black. And what that not like they need to be it needs to be blacked out because that means that I got my fast start and I got my cab. And so my goal is to get everybody fast start qualified and cab. So they have to get 2 LCs and 150. And once they hit 150 and 2 LCs, they get blacked out. And so literally this is like where, because what you focus on expands. And so if you want more fast starts, you need a fast start tracker. If you want more distributors to get more LCs, you need to track that. And so that is like, that's the only thing that I track, actually. I actually have a low customer one, and it just says, like, where I place them and how many I sign. And then I have a distributor one, who I sign, and then, no, this was that, who I signed. And so that's the most important thing. So, yeah, I can share that with you. It's just a picture. So, like, you could just print it out.
I actually have like a handwritten organization system that I learned from Carrie back in the day when I went Diamond, where she literally would write everything down, who she enrolled, like papers. Remember this from back in the day? So at the top, you write like September to remember, like whatever your goals are. Then you write some affirmations, you know, saying that you're a DT signing machine. And then you make a list, like you say distributors, loyal customers, and you number 1 through 10 or 1 through 5, whatever your goal is. And then I legit put it right there, like above my desk. And I just, as soon as I sign someone, I write their name down. And it does something. You look at it. So then you remember, oh yeah, maybe I should check in with this person. Oh yeah, this is how many people I signed up. And then I started doing thank you cards at the end of last year to help with retention. So I would put like a check mark next to it if I sent them a card. And then I also stepped it up another level in recent where I put a cash goal. Okay, so I bring in anywhere from 100 to 500 keto cash usually a month. This month my goal is 1,000, so I wrote 1,000. Then whenever I make $40, I'll subtract that, and then I'll keep going down to hit that goal. I've really been big with manifesting lately, and it's just been a game changer. So writing all this stuff down, like I have all of mine right here and just like a folder. And every month it's time to set my new goals. I make my new log, and it's just a handwritten way. Like I'm very I need to see it. I'm very visual, so I just have it right above my desk. And this has helped me ever since 2017.
Awesome. I love that. Do you have any tips? This just came up, but for people that want to make more keto cash, you know, that's a question that people get a lot. And I think it's something that is so powerful because it's money in your pocket ASAP. So what's your top tips for that? Because it sounds like you're killing it in that aspect too.
So I primarily only focus on the keto coffee, meaning I only really post about it in stories, only really ever do it for HAP. So I make that my main focus of a product. And like when you focus on one thing, like that's kind of what just keeps coming to you, right? So one of my follow-ups is going back and offering samples. So I don't always just say like, hey, you ready to sign up? Hey, ready to sign up? Obviously there's a disconnect there with why they haven't signed up. Either they can't afford it, they don't believe in it, they don't think it's gonna work. So when you get the samples, like what did we always say about the wraps? It's just our job to get them on people. With keto coffee, have the mindset of it's just your job to get it down their throats. So once they try it, once they get the energy from it, they're probably gonna love it and want more. So I offer 1 for $8 and then 3 for $20, and that's shipped. And people send me $20 all the time. So you are in control of setting the value and the bar for the product, okay? I don't want that price to look so desirable, which it is because people do it all the time, because I want them to sign up as a customer. So sometimes they'll be like, oh, you know what, 20 is kind of steep, but let me just go ahead and get that bag. So it does one of two things. Either you make the cash, they try it, then they love it, then they want more. And how I do the 3 for $20, I believe that's like the most that I sell. I think I made like legit $300 last month because of the 3 for $20. So think of how many people that is. And I say, or would you rather have 3 for $20 to give it a fair shot? That verbiage has been gold, because then they're like, oh, so yeah, I would want to give it a fair shot. And it just, I don't know what it is psychology wise, but it works. And then I say, I can request the money on here, if like I'm on Facebook, or we can do Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, what works best for you. So then I put the ball in their court. They tell me how they want to pay. And then I say, send me your address, and then I mail it out. And it's only like 3 stamps or 2 stamps, like 70 cents. So think of how much profit you guys are making. We get a bag for 17. I'm selling 3 for 20. This is a business, y'all. We're in this business to make money. So if you're broke, if you can't run your auto ship, there's literally no excuse.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm going to definitely use that. That's really good. Cool. Okay, so this is the last question, because we're getting close to an hour here and we got to get off and get some work done tonight. But there are a lot of people who are just either kind of getting restarted with their business. You know, we're coming into boom time, maybe summer, life happened, whatever, they kind of slacked on their business, or even people that are, you know, restarting. It's their second time joining this business. And I've gotten this question from a handful of people, so I wanted to make sure to ask it. What are your tips for people who are restarting their business? And you know, people really worry about how to start reposting again, how to start building their business again. And I've kind of shared what I think on this, but again, this is something I wanted them to hear from you, to hear from something different. But what do you tell that person who is just kind of, you know, they've gotten their feet wet, they've done it, they posted about it, they took a break, and now they're restarted and focused and want to go to the top? What would you tell them to do right now? Anyone?
You just got to go. Just stop overthinking it, because you're in your head. Just post. What product do you love? Start with that. Are you drinking your keto coffee today? Make a post about that, how much you love it. And that's it. And just every day, just start. Same thing with the gym and your fitness goals. You stop going to the gym, you start slacking off after the holidays. What do you do right now? You just start going. That's it. Just do it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I would even say, is just start getting your own results again. Because every time, like, put on a wrap. Like, literally put on a wrap. Like, Kiana, we were talking last night, she goes, I put a wrap. Like, that's old school to put wraps on. Isn't it nuts? Like, it's old school to put wraps on. And before, I was like, that's the only way we built our business. But you got to get excited again about the products. Because when every time I'm pumped, people feel it. They feel my energy. They sign with me. And so you have to act like, why are you not excited? Probably because you're not using these products, because these products are the best thing ever. Like, we wouldn't even be in this business if we didn't have amazing products. Like, so get using them, get your testimony, and then you just share. And then you just like go live or something. Like, people have to feel your energy and just get excited.
Yep. Krista, anything you want to add?
No, I'm just what Carrie and Natalie said. I'm pretty right. So like, just start. Like, there's no magic sauce or anything like that. Like, just start posting. And like Natalie said, you know, you might be looking at Crystal, who's been in 8 years, and be like, oh, but her posts are so good, I can't do that. Well, yeah, but like, I'm sure they sucked at one point, because we all went through it. Like, they were all awful at one point. And so you just have to start. You'll eventually like learn how to write a lifestyle post, and you eventually learn like keywords to use and stuff like that. But like, if you never start, you're never going to learn.
Absolutely. No, I love that. And I would also just add to all of that, you know, you can't overthink it, because here's the deal. There's two different routes you can go with this. If you really feel like you need to give your network an explanation, then tell them why you stepped away and why you're coming back. Why it's such a, you know, you didn't realize what you had until you left. And now you're even more passionate about what you have your hands on, and you want to share it with more people. So if you feel like you really have to give your network an explanation, then share with people how you stepped away and you couldn't stop thinking about how much you loved this business, this opportunity, the people in it, the product, you know, and that's going to show excitement. And then the other thing, if you're continuously networking, you are always going to be funneling in new people into your network. They don't know that you stepped away. They don't know that today is your first day starting to repost. And, you know, I can guarantee you that people are not going to your page every single day and being like, oh my gosh, Amy hasn't posted in a month. I wonder if I mean, maybe some people are, some nosy people, but the majority of people are, they don't even notice that you've stopped posting about this. So it's not your network that's noticed you're gone. It's just you. It's an excuse in your head. So exactly, just like they said, just start. If you need to get that explanation out there, do it, and then just move on and be excited. Start building your network every single day. You could start over with a network of 0 people today, And you would be amazed where you could be in a month or two if you continuously added to that network every single day and just restart it over. So it's not a big deal. So awesome. Well, thank you ladies so much. This was such a good Zoom. I have it recorded, so I'll make sure to get it to all of you. I appreciate your guys' time, and I know such big things are going to be in the works for you guys and for our whole team for 2019. So I'm so excited, and I will see all of you guys at conference. Thanks, ladies. Good night, everybody.